Hello everyone, this is Johannes and you are watching Board Gaming Ramblings. And today we are taking a look at a table. This table right here in our living room, we are taking a look at it today. As this is a table review, I'm going to review this table today. That's kind of a strange thing. Like we usually review board games and maybe we could review like an app version of a board game, but today we are reviewing a table. And you might have guessed, or you probably know, this is a gaming table. So that is the reason. That's the tie-in for the channel. If this was only a normal table, we wouldn't do a review, but this is a gaming table and we are reviewing it. So, where should I start? It's like we cannot do art for components, we cannot do our components we can actually do for this table. First of all, this is a Geeknson Denise table. If you are interested in a Geeknson table, they have their table Megan up on Kickstarter right now, so you can go and check that out and see if that's something that might be interesting for you. And before you decide that, you can check this video and see all of the cool features and everything that you can get with this table. So, to just get that out of the way, we did pay for our table, but we got some of the accessories for free in return of doing a review, so that you know that. But my views on this table isn't changed because of that. Like, I wouldn't have not bought the table if you didn't get those accessories for free. I would not have gotten those accessories. So, let's go through some of like the functions of the table. You probably have seen some of these tables before. I'm going to try not to ramble myself all the way across the moon, but if you've seen our channel before, you know I will. And if you're the first time you're here, it would be strange that the first time you're watching this channel is a table review, because you'll be like, I love tables, that's the only thing I care about. If you're that guy or girl, go and click the subscribe button if you like what I'm doing so far. And if you don't, you can still subscribe because it's free and it makes me happy. So, this is the Denise gaming table. The biggest difference between this and the Megan that's on Kickstarter right now is that the Megan is just like a one size and not, you cannot choose the colors and stuff like that. But for this table, the Denise, you can do basically a customization the way you want. So you can choose the color for your cloth down here in the gaming space. You can choose the color of wood and you can choose the size. So we have the biggest size because we usually have many people over playing games. Not right now, obviously, so now we have all the room for ourselves. But usually we might have many people over. So basically, what size you like depends on what kind of group you have. If you're almost always 4 people, you don't need this big of a table. But we might play 7-8 players and we can fit that around this board or around this table without a problem. So some of the functions of this table that you probably know is that it has this downsize, not downsize, but it's not elevated, it's the opposite of elevated. Sunken down, I will say that, sunken down surface where you can play the games. And the first time I saw a table that was like this, I was like, is that something you need? Then I played on it and I really like it, and it's hard to explain why. You might say like, oh, it's just because the people tell you it's fine, but it's kind of like, it's really strange, but you kind of get, even though this is kind of the same height as a normal table, you kind of get a good view of everything. And I don't know if that's just like placebo that you think it is, but it just feels pleasant to play in this space. And of course, the felt, I do not remember exactly what kind. I think this is velour, if that's something in English. It is velour, in Norwegian at least. It's really great, easy to pick up the tiles, easy to pick up everything. That's kind of one of the things I like the most, because on the table surface where like we usually play, it would be hard to get cards up. Here it's really easy, even if you don't have nails. It's really simple to pick stuff up and just really usable. Another thing, because this kind of rail around here, another thing that is really great is that this has a card holder, so I can put cards in here and I don't need to hold my cards, especially if you're playing a 3-player game of, let's say, Terraforming Mars, where you have a lot of cards in your hand. We play Terraforming Mars 3 players and just sitting on opposite corners, and we just put our cards all the way over here and you can just sit and look at all the cards at all times, and that is an amazing thing. The only kind of like negative thing, because this is a review, so I'm going to say like the few nitpicks I have, is that this is high, this is really tall. So when you use this as a dining table, because that's like most of the reason why people get these kind of tables, is that there are 2 tables in one. That's one of the reasons that we wanted to have it here and not down in the studio, is because that we also use it as a dining table, especially when we have friends over. You can put up some of the boards and you can have this I don't remember what it's called, but you have this in here, so you basically make a half table. You can do that. We do that when we eat maybe 2-3 people. We can do that and play games on the other half side. And the thing about that, like the only negative thing here is that this is a normal height for a table. So this is a bit tall. So if you have kids or if you are a lower person, like not a tall person, which both Sunniva and I aren't really tall, this can be quite high, especially with your arms up on here. So sometimes I get kind of like tired of sitting like this, so you need to relax your arms a bit. But other than that, really nothing to say negative about that part of the table, because it's great to play on this surface and it works really well as a dining table. Let's talk a bit about like the other things, because one thing, I haven't tried it, because if you buy this table, you will know it's there, but you don't want to try it, and that is the spill-free or spill-free, I don't remember the exact name, but basically if you put these boards on the table to use it as a dining table, then you have all of these small cracks because these are small boards. So if someone spills water, or soda or beer or wine, whatever, what's gonna happen is this. You're gonna spill the water and it's gonna fall into one of these creeks. It's gonna fall all the way down here to the side into the card holder basically, and then a couple of places around the board, or I'm saying board again because I'm used to saying around the board, around the table. Then there are tiny holes where the liquid will fall out to the floor, so it doesn't end up on your gaming surface, which is really, really great. Another thing that is amazing with this table, which I really love, is the fact I'm going to put this all the way over here because it looks better on the video. So another thing I really love is all of the different accessories that you can get, because this board has, I'm saying this game, this board has, this table, it's not a game, it's not a board, it's a table. This table has an amazing outer rail system. So outside of this table, this table, I said table, it was correct. Outside of this table, you have a board. Oh wow, this is really hard for me to review a table because usually I review games. But around this table, there is a rail all the way around where you can put these different accessories. And for example, we have here the cup holders. We have bought quite a few of these. They are really great, and the material here is amazing. Like this table is sturdy. Like it's an expensive table, but it is really sturdy and really, really great, and it's gonna last us for the rest of our lives basically. So these are really, really nice with cup holders, with some cork down there that if you spill something down here, no problem. And as you can see here, there's this ledge, and I put that into the rail. I'm going to show you that later. Probably now it's going to be on the table. It's like magical of editing. So we have these. These are amazing. Also, we have these counter holders, which I really like, especially for some games where you have a lot of hidden information. You can put some of that hidden stuff down here, especially in games like Isle of Skye. We just played Yellow and Yangtze. Really great to be able to have some of it down here that you don't need to work with all the time. Like in Yellow and Yangtze, you have points in different colors. You can just put them down here into this and just have your tiles behind your player skin. That is really, really great. It's an amazing way to keep some of that out of the table. We also have these acrylic bins that you can use for different counters if you want to. These go on the inside here, and they go on the outside as well. I'm just kidding. I don't know why I say inside. They go on the outside as well. You could probably put it here, but it doesn't fit, and it will probably break if you are a bit not. If you break it, I forgot the word. If you put it out here as well, you can then use it as a counter holder for some games as well, if you enjoy this acrylic bin better. One of my favorites, like my favorite one, is these. These are just basically a small table, a tiny, tiny table that you can use for whatever you want. And this I really like because I always enjoy having the rules to the game I play beside me, so that if there's something I don't remember, I can just go over here and just look at it. I used to have it on the table or on a chair. Like, my words are really bad today. I used to have it on a chair, but now I really love having it on this, so that I can just move over, I can just move my head, and I can pick it up. Also, these are great for having snacks, for having all of that kind of stuff which we use them for all the time. It's basically just a board, but it's really great. There's a lot of other accessories as well. We don't own them, but you can get wine holders, you can get like wine glass holders, you can get an iPad stand, you can get a GM desk if you play a lot of D&D and all sorts of different things. So the big question, of course, like I love this table. I love this table. I would never get rid of this table if I didn't have to, like for money reasons. But who would buy it? I don't think anyone would. But this table is just amazing. Like if you are looking for a premium, high quality gaming table that will last you for the rest of your life, I really recommend checking out Geeknson. Like I haven't looked into all of the others. It's not going to be say we don't own a table from every different company, so I'm not going to say like Geeknson is the best, but it's one table that I will always be very happy with. Also, we have another accessory. We have under the table. We have a place to store all of these boards when they're not on the table, because most of the time we have half of it on, or we have none of it on most of the time, and then when we are going to have dinner guests we just put on the rest. So we have them stored under here. You can also get a kind of like a box where you can put them and all this kind of different things, but we really enjoy having them under the table because they're just out of the way and we don't have to think about them. But yeah, I was talking about like I don't know if this is like the best gaming table because we don't own all of them, but I am very happy with this and we have played so much already. One thing that is amazing, of course, is that you can, let's say we're playing Gloomhaven or another campaign game, we can have that set up. Like if we are playing, Sunniva and I are playing 2 players of a legacy game, we can have that stored under here. And then we can play something else with 4 players, 5 players, and then we can go back, open it up, and play that. And that is just so huge for me, and not having to take up and tear down, set up all of these games over and over and over. So the big question is, of course, should you get a gaming table? And I cannot answer that. Like I can just tell you that I love this table, but it is really expensive. So do you need this table? Like the answer is no. You don't need a table. You could get so many board games for the price of this table, like to be completely honest. This is like board games are luxury items. Then this is a Rolls Royce, so like luxury items. Like you don't need this table. Like I actually worked really hard to get the money to buy this. We sold an apartment. I put aside money for quite a while. I'm like, no, I'm going to buy this table because now we have the money and I'm going to be really happy with it. And we are really, really happy with it, but it's very expensive, and I know you can get other cheaper options like the Mega now, of course, on Kickstarter is a cheaper one. It is smaller, but it has like a lot of the same things as this. But all in all, I think like if you are looking for a gaming table, I think this is one you should consider. Go and check out all the different options. I'm not telling you should own this, like not at all. This is a luxury item. This is something that you don't need this, but if you have the income, if you have the money, you will not be sorry if you get this and you play other board games and you have people over for dinner. You'll be very happy about this. It's so good. Just like when we get people over to play games and have dinner, I usually just set up the game, like maybe even set up 2 games. If we are 3 or 4 players, I set up 2 games on the table, cover it up, set up the dinner, and it's just amazing. So I probably rambled on for quite a while, and it's been a while since I made a video on my own. Like I'm usually with Sunniva now, so now it's just been me, and I know I ramble a lot, but today I had to ramble all the way. So I think that's it. If you're interested in checking out the Megan, it's still on Kickstarter when this video arrives, and I'm not gonna give it a rating. Like this is it's an amazing table, and I love it, and I'm super happy with it, and I'm gonna play games on it for the rest of my life. So that's the end of another video. If you are still here, please like the video, please comment, and please subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Johannes, and you've been watching Board Gaming Ramblings, and bye-bye.